This is October 7th, 2019, and I thought I would make a little video of just walking up our trail up into the woods. It's beautiful out. Finally have a nice day. Sorry if I'm a little shaky, but looking at the hill and a trail that hairpins back and forth, get up on the hill. I planted these trees almost 30 years ago. The help of our sons. Some of them I planted myself. But this is the trail that leads up to our reservoir. And it winds back and forth, as you can see. Goes up on the hill. Thought it'd be kind of fun to document this. You can see there's a hole there. We have what's called mountain boomers. They look like a beaver without a tail. They dig holes into the earth to go down 8 to 10 feet. They build their nests in there, have their babies. They sure can tear things up. They eat the fir trees and the sword ferns. Really can make a mess. That's Nika, our yellow lab. She's going on 10 years old now. She loves it out in the woods. The maple leaves are falling. They've all turning yellow. Lots of leaves on the ground. Lots of sword ferns. Lots and lots of sword ferns. They're beautiful. We keep this area trimmed up. First part of the trail is kind of steep. It winds around up the hill here. Some 100-foot alder trees, a red alder. That's a wild hazelnut. There's elderberry. And up there in front of Nika, that's a myrtlewood tree. Tipped over in a snowstorm we had about 4 years ago. And I trimmed it up off the trail and left the rest of it, and it kind of formed like a tunnel underneath, and it's all growing back up. Kind of pretty. All right, Nika, let's go. Just lays there. Quite the tree. Trail goes up there. Look back down. We walked back up through the woods above where our house is. part of our water system. It's a settling tank. And there's the main 1,500 gallon tank there. These old stumps from when this was logged off almost 100 years ago. Back in the late 1880s, pioneer family came in here, owned all the property up this part of Palouse, and they logged portions of it over the years. You can't see anything now, but this is where their mill sat. It's all overgrown. There's some old cable laying around on the ground. There's an old fuel tank. I found a glass bottle with a leather strap on it that they used for oil or fuel. Yeah. Used to be a steam donkey here. There's not much left of that anymore either. Just some big bolts. All the logs are rotted. Steam donkey itself was removed. You go up there. Beautiful how the sun filters through the trees. Huckleberry growing on a stump. There's another one. There's the fir trees here. Red cedar. Those are maples. Big leaf maples they're called. Yeah, they all range in age from 60 to 100 years old. Pretty looking out through the moss-covered limbs underneath the larger fir trees here. On one ridge that's on our property, we have a number of ridges with small creeks that run through them. There's lots of water here. The Lord has blessed us with plenty of water. Looking over at the next ridge over. I'm sorry, it's really shaky today. It's hard to hold my tablet still. Big old limb hanging up there. Fell out of this alder tree. It's just hanging there waiting to fall down. So the ridge over there is all covered with a line of fir trees that go up over the top. It's a trail. I worked on the trail last week, cleaned it up and dug out the brush off the trail bed itself and trimmed all the sides. Took me a good part of a day. A lot of work. These are some of my favorite spots that look out across the valley to the hillsides on the other side. The hills here reach up to 800 feet up the highest elevation. Down below is our neighbor's fields. There's cattle and sheep. It's a beautiful spot. We really love it here. It's steep here. Lots of roots. Kind of makes a natural staircase. Over the past 30 years, different storms, snowstorms especially, we've had a number of trees come down. A lot of the trees are at the end of their life, and especially the alder trees, and they die, and of course then they fall over. Another alder that fell over was pretty good sized, probably about 80 feet tall. Beautiful old maple with all the moss. And then we're continuing now past maple tree. Look down through the valley. Neighbor's house across the way. Looking up the trees. Another myrtlewood that tipped over in a storm, snowstorm, that same snowstorm. I had to dig under it because I couldn't go around it. It's too steep to go below and too steep to go above. So I dug out underneath it so we could get through here. I just have to duck a little. Here we look out across. Fields down below. Hill on the other side. Trees on that hill are 29 years old now. Planted, when they logged it, they replanted all for Douglas fir. Here are all leaves on the path. Lots of them. Coming up to where our reservoir collects water for our home. A wonderful spring comes out of the ground just above us here. We have all sandstone here. Lots of it. A lot of leaves fall in this time of year. But there it goes up the hill, probably climbs another 100 feet in elevation. So the water comes out of the ground and looks like a little meadow, maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. Beautiful spot.